What's up guys, it's Roger, and today I'm going to be teaching you how to use your blink in Trials of Osiris on the Burnout. Now you know your boy's looking dripped up with that Christmas drip. Gotta be looking good, hang some little ornaments off my nutsack or something like that. Okay, that may be a little far, but hey, we're using blink today. The Burnout is a pretty good map for our blink. I'm going to show you some sexy little plays with our blink today. Let's go ahead and break down the build here really quick. I am going to be using the new Disparity Pulse Rifle. This is an aggressive burst pulse rifle, which they have not released much of in the past few years, but we have this one here. It's a hard-hitting 4-burst fire that can just slap people's heads straight into the next dimension. This one is kinetic and stasis, so that's pretty darn good. I have a heating up in swashbuckler roll here. Make sure you keep that in mind as I go through these plays, and I'll try to shout it up for you when I actually get them to really be useful with these two perks here, because when you can get both of these going together, you can take out an entire enemy team easily. Now after that, I got my Christmas drip on the retold tail here. Precision frame shotguns have been absolutely beautiful ever since they took away RNG pattern spread on these pellet shotties. They put these, non-RNG spreads, and this one is beautiful on the precision frames. It's a little oval, and you'll see that in the gameplay. I'll try to point it out a few times, and when I crack some skulls open, just like you're doing the nutcrackers in the Christmas season, you're gonna see that these things can absolutely blow the skulls off of the bodies. Got the Astrocyte verse on here. You can go ahead and check out all of the mods that I do have on if you are interested in that. Some pretty simple stuff, nothing too crazy. Help out our stats, help out our guns, nothing nutty on that front. That being said, I think we can go ahead and break down this Void 3.0 real quick. Let's go ahead and crack this out pretty quick here. So I do have a Nova Bomb Vortex on, good for shutdowns. There's going to be a lot of people running their bubbles, their wells, whatever it may be. You can go ahead and blast a Nova Bomb into their bussy and shut them down real quick. We got on the Healing Rift. Of course, it's going to be better than the Empowering Rift in almost any situation, and especially right now, Healing Rift is just the best thing that Warlocks really have, and even then it's pretty lackluster. Blink, of course, we don't want to float around like some little freaky butterfly boy. No, we want to go and blink around if we can. You're going to use Pocket Singularity here because, hey, I have no other choices. I have 8 empty slots, but 0 other choices, so we're going to use Pocket Singularity. We have Axiom Bolts on here. I think they're a little slept on, and honestly, I think they could use a little buff, and the only buff I want to see these things get is just moving faster. I think they move a little too slow in my opinion, so if they could get a little movement speed buff so they could actually chase people down, if you can't catch up to the bussy, then you can't really lick it real good, can you? So that's what I think this thing really needs. After that, for our aspects, I do have on Feed the Void so we can get Devour. And then I have on Clarence, Child of the Old Gods, but we call him Clarence around here. This is both going to give us 2 fragment slots so we can have on 4 fragments. When it comes to those fragments, we're going to have Echo of Dilation. While crouched, you sneak faster and gain enhanced radar resolution, plus 10 mobile and plus 10 intellect. We love to see those raw stats, but more than anything, we like to move faster when we sneak and get that very in-tuned enhanced radar. When you have that enhanced radar, it's really going to help you know when you can be aggressive onto your enemies with a blink shotgun playstyle, as I will show you in today's gameplay. After that, I have an Enclave of Persistence. Void buffs applied to you, Invisibility, Overshield, and Devour have increased duration. You do lose some recup there, so make sure you're making yourself stay at 100 recup. You never want to be below 100 recup, especially on Warlock, because it is our class stat. Now, this is going to let our Devour go from 10 seconds to 15 seconds when we initially proc it. That's a lot of extra time to actually go ahead and get some use out of that Devour and get some good tears going. After that, we have Echo of Expulsion. Void ability final blows cause targets to explode. You throw in the Axiom Bolt if it actually can catch up to their bussy, nestle its way in there, and just make them explode from, some nice Void goodness. Then they're going to explode another time afterwards and maybe take out their teammates with them, or at least do a little more damage. And to finish it off, we have Echo of Exchange. Melee final blows grant grenade energy. Pretty straightforward. You go ahead, shove your Pocket Singularity into someone's mouth, make them chomp it up real good, and then probably explode afterwards. That's going to give you some nice energy back. So I think we have everything covered there. You gotta let me know in the comments. You like the Christmas drip? I think it's looking pretty darn good. Honestly, I didn't even know Trials was coming back yet. I thought we were gonna have like another weekend before it came, and then I woke up this morning and saw like some Frostbolt videos, and I was like, oh heck, this stuff's just already going? I guess it's time to just get in there and bust it out, and I had a pretty good time. So that's going to be about it, but I did want to say before we hop into this gameplay, if you want to leave me a like or a comment at any point, that kind of engagement really does help out, and we are on the road to 5k subs. We just hit 3k a little bit ago, so if you want to subscribe at any point in the video, I would super appreciate that. I'm going to have some new videos coming out soon, and a little bit some different formats, and very similar to the format that you're actually going to see in today's video, but with some ranked gameplay and whatnot, so that's going to be coming out on Sunday, I believe. So if you're interested in that, then go ahead and subscribe, and you can see that new content coming to you soon. But let's go ahead, take this Christmas drip, and blink on into it. So as per usual, this was my very first clip of the day. I hadn't played yet. This is my first match, my first round, and usually I hope it goes pretty good, but even if I don't have a good round on my round 1, I like to clip it just to show you what's happening, how Trials is immediately. And it was pretty funny because there's no freelance, right? It's just regular Trials, no cap points, anything like that, just regular Trials. Okay, it could be worse, it could be cap point Trials, it could be a bad map. I quite like Burnout. I got 2 matches first, where it was no fire teams. It was just 6 solos. Pretty fun. This one in the match after this. And then from there on out, every single match, I just played against 3 stacks with 2 other solos. And sometimes that's not too bad because some 3 stacks are, of course, still going to be cheek holes. But for the most part, it gets pretty painful. Now, after that, the painful part is DMT was actually balanced for like a couple weeks, right? They were like, hey, we're going to change DMT to where it's not absolutely nutter butters, and then you can actually, fight against it and take a 1v1 against it and maybe even win, And then they were like, hey, what if we break it again? It's basically like, you knock over your little vase in the kitchen that your mom had out. She always thought it was so pretty. Maybe even had your grandma's ashes in it, it was a nice little urn. And basically you knocked it over. Oopsie, there goes grandma off the fireplace mantle. Now we got to put that back together. Use your old little Gorilla Glue there, your tiny little fingers. You put the vase back together. You go, look, Mom, I got grandma back in the urn. And then you immediately knock it back over again. That's basically what Bungie did with DMT. So that's a real fun time. And the new thing right now is fire teams of 3 people are all putting on DMT, and then basically you just can't peek because 1 DMT is hard enough to win against in a 1v1, right? 3 DMTs all shooting at you from across the football field like they're fucking Tom Brady launching a football straight into your cervix. It doesn't really feel too good. If you don't have a cervix, I guess I don't either. Let's just say crotch to make it simple. So basically that's hurting pretty bad, but you can see this disparity can hit pretty hard here. It can 2-burst, you see right there, I barely missed the 2-burst on that guy. Light level does come into effect with it, but we have to remember we do have the ambush origin tree. You see it on the left side of the screen right there. When I get into a gunfight with that ambush on, it's going to have some extra range, I believe some extra damage, and some other perks that come with it. So you do very much want to take advantage of that when you get into that first gunfight. Make sure you're actually trying to hit those 2-bursts or kill somebody as quickly as you can. The ambush is one origin trait I should say, that very, very easily leads into you proccing your heating up and your swashbuckler. Once those 2 are procced, you can just start tearing up the enemy team. That's the combo I really like with this thing. I don't know what I'm going to do on this when I actually can craft one. I actually already have 4 out of 5 disparities in terms of deep sight resonance ones. So all I have to do is get 1 more. You can see right here, the left side of the screen, ambush, swashbuckler, and heating up. Ambush wears off, but I still have swashbuckler and heating up. Teammate helps me smack that guy into the dirt. I take out my shotgun so I can push forward on this last one. I'm going to blink on him 1 more time to get around the corner on him, but my teammate takes him out. Teammates are doing very good there to help me pinch, and I was very much using my blinks there to actually get around the enemies. Like I get over the cheese wall right there, the cheese wheel I should say. I blink up to the top here. If you want to blink up to the top hallways like I did right there, I actually have a blink map guide and a sneaky blink spots video where I went over the Burnout very in depth and just told you some very good spots, and especially those hallways up there. There's little side parts to those hallways where you can blink onto them and then kind of bump your head and then run into the hallways instead of blinking straight into the hallway, because if you blink straight into the hallway, what will happen sometimes is your enemy will be able to smack you before you can actually pull out your shotgun or fusion rifle, whatever it may be that you have for those closer ranges. So watch my play throughout this and see how I am blinking onto those hallways in different situations. Now I was playing my radar here. I saw this guy was on the right side, so I decided maybe I can shoot him with my teammate, get some good team shots, take him out. That's exactly what we do, smack him into the dirt. See, his next teammate is up here. Now this is why I want to say that the axiom bolts can be so good. You see this guy's hiding behind here. I see Clarence is ticking him, so he's weakened. I start throwing some little bags out there, just rubbing my nuts on the dirt because, hey, I want to get those bad boys looking like some baseballs stuck in the clay, you know what I mean? So I just kind of bag in the dirt, not really bagging that guy. I stopped bagging as soon as I killed him because I didn't want to be, toxic to him. There's no reason for that. This guy pops his golden gun, throw out the axiom bolt, throw out Clarence. I'm taking damage. I get a little, kill assist on that. I see my teammate has all these orbs down. I'm going to pick those up. I'm going to get charged with light. We do have high energy fire on, so we can hit harder with our bullets here. That guy gets smacked. I blink out to cover the first reds. I knew the first reds was going to be somewhere to my right, and I saw based off the radar ping that this guy was to my right. That's why I took a very aggressive blink, and I wouldn't have taken such an aggressive blink onto that guy if it was going to be something like a 1v1. But since I knew I had the help of my teammates, I very much wanted to take that aggressive fight. This is a new bug type, glitch, whatever you want to call it. On the bottom of the screen, you're going to see this Trials of Osiris pop up, and it's just glitched right now to where if it pops up on your screen, it might just get stuck there. I think I did find that going to the tower or any other destination, I believe, will actually get it off your screen. Otherwise, you have to completely restart your game, because if you start another match of Trials of Osiris, you go to orbit, whatever it is, it's going to get stuck on your screen. It just won't go away. That's really fun. I mostly put this clip in because I wanted to show you how good you can smack with these precision frame shotguns, but I also wanted to show you how absolutely dog water teammates can be. I took out 2 people there. I made it a 2v1 for them, and both of them just put their heads together, duct taped their heads together, dunked them into the apple tank to, go bobbing for apples, and then forgot to actually know that they had to breathe, and they both just kind of drowned at the same time. And that's kind of what I get most of the time on teammates. You can see at the bottom of the screen, I actually do still have that Trials notification going, so that's fun. But again, look how hard that precision frame smacks. And especially, I want to say, I always have freehand grip. on my shotguns. If I'm using a shotgun that has quick draw on it, I always use free hand grip. The free hand grip mod is going to help you with your hip fire shots. And especially nowadays when we don't have RNG pellet spread anymore, you can go and look to hip fire a little bit more than you used to and have it be much more effective. I'm whiffing some shots here, but look, I have Swashbuckler and Heating Up proc now, waiting for the next guy to come in here, smack him easily with that Heating Up and Swashbuckler combo, and then I have Heating Up ×2, you can get Swashbuckler ×2, and I do that in a play later that I'll point out for you guys. Push this guy back with a Pocket Singularity, smack him real quick with that nice precision frame shotgun. Take out my Disparity here, smack this guy into the dirt. I have my Swashbuckler Heating Up procced, unfortunately didn't really get to use it because the last guy was on my teammates. I immediately started using my blinks to rotate to my teammate to see if I could help him out. That's the great thing about blink, we can use it to get across the entire map in a matter of seconds. I would have helped my teammate there if he didn't, do it himself. Luckily he was a strong boy, he's drinking his milk, getting that calcium in there, so his bones could stop a steel truck, but I appreciate that I didn't have to go and babysit him. Coming in here, blink backwards, turn into a forward blink, why not? We like to go through clips like that sometimes. Looking towards heavy, if heavy's spawning, I like to come to the spot that I'm at right now and kind of cover that. If you're spawning in the other spawn, obviously, then you want to go down towards mid and just stand behind the column there. Now you can see I have clearance ticking a lot, I have void invisibility. You have to remember, because our echo that we have on that makes our devour duration longer, it's also going to make something like our void overshield and our invisibility longer. So my teammate made me invisible there, and I actually had a longer duration on it because of the echo, the fragment that we had on. Sorry, I'm forgetting the exact name of that right now. There's so many names in this game, so many things to keep track of. Sometimes your boy forgets a little bit. Now I threw out the Axiom Bolt there, I took some nice shots, these guys weren't really peeking to my liking, and I wanted to see if I could res my teammate. This guy kind of flies in, and then somebody flies in behind me, and I wasn't really watching my radar close enough, but I was able to react fast enough to take him out. If you're going to die, do your best to make sure you can take someone down with you. If the Titanic is sinking and someone on there stole your crab cake earlier that day, you're probably going to punch them in the gut and throw them in the water so you can take their spot in the lifeboat. And that's basically the same exact thing you're trying to do before you die, so you can make it as much of a even fight for your teammates after you go down in the water. That door was probably big enough for both of us, but Rose didn't really want me to cling onto there, so it's fine. I don't really blame her, It was cold and I died pretty quick from the hypothermia. It's not the matter right now. Looking towards the right or left side there, I should say, you can see how I blinked up onto the hallway right there. That's what I'm saying. I kind of bumped my head on that little piece of architecture. That's immediately going to stop your momentum, and then you can immediately run forward and take the fight in that hallway. There's a 2-burst for you. Heating Up Swashbuckler is procced. Now what we need to do is focus on getting another pick and or watching that res. We all decided to shoot this guy. He decided to walk through the Titan Shield because he thought he was just like some absolute unit, some big old tank, but unfortunately he forgot that if we just shot him in the nutsack, he was going to get smacked pretty easily. Now flying in here, I knew I could probably go onto this res. Of course, me and my teammates all thought the same thing. We were like, there's one guy left. We know where that first res is. What we need to do is absolutely gas pedal it. So that's what we did. And it worked out very well there. We could actually take him down. Now I knew I was going to get pushed here, so I used my blink to get through that hallway. You can blink through that hallway very effectively. You've probably seen me do quite a bit of times now. Just make sure you're not blinking too early. If you blink early when you're in low ceiling places like that through those hallways, you're going to bump your little noggin, and you're probably going to get a concussion the size of, Kentucky, and you don't really want to do that. It's not very, should I say, suffice to say, it's not good for you. You don't want your noggin rolling around in there. I said throw out my Axiom Bolt before I died there, so it actually made that Titan have to run backwards. My teammate got off that last second res, and then my teammate was like, yo, I better go res Roger here. And I was like, thank you, brother. Let's take some shots on this guy together. So I start hip firing. I don't even get to hit any shots, so that guy just got kind of creamed there. That was just a res battle in the hallway there, and those battles can be pretty fun, I will say. Blink forward twice here. If you want to come to this angle, you can. You can take it. Some nice fights here. You can see with 2 bursts there, I was able to knock his shield off entirely. I could have hit a little more bullets. Probably wouldn't have killed from this distance because I was missing a little bit of range onto him, but still did some good damage. I actually crouched here to get off this guy's radar, make him think maybe I'm not there anymore. And exactly when I thought he might be running forward, I went and took the peek, took him out. We have Swashbuckler procced and we have Heating Up procced. If I could take another fight while it's there, that would be very nice. Unfortunately, I couldn't. What I did use is I slid in with clearance in my melee and my shotgun, took this guy out and made it a 2v1 for my teammates, and they easily cleaned it up. I actually kind of messed up on that second kill. I should definitely not have died to him. That was a bit of my whiffing of the shotgun, but still it worked out because I was able to make it a 2v1 for my teammates. You can see even from this range, combination with my teammate, we take him out pretty easily. You do some good damage, but it's not exactly your best range from that far away. The range where I was shooting at that second guy is great. I blink onto this guy here with a shotgun. This is a great spot. If you get a pick, like I was falling on him there, he knew that pick was right in front of him. I knew our pick was right in front of him because that's where we killed the first guy. So I just blink, land on his head, smack him out. The Arc Titans can be very hard to fight up close with shotguns. Oh, I just want to point out how good, look how fast I smacked that second guy. Getting tongue-tied here, but I smacked him so fast, and now I have Swashbuckler ×2 and Heating Up ×2. Unfortunately, I couldn't really use it, blink behind this Titan Shield to take this guy out, but teammate does it for me. But when you can get that swashbuckler heating up combo going crazy, it's very, very useful, and you have to keep that in mind. Coming into our last few plays here, this is one of the last rounds here of this match, and you can see they were fighting me on left side a lot of this match, so I was getting ready to fight that. Unfortunately, they didn't quite peek it. My teammate gets his head smacked into Cameroon over here, so I knew I needed to try to get a res on him. Slapped down my rift first, not really to use the rift, because if I slapped it in the open, that would risk my hitbox being out in the open and me getting smacked. Get my swashbuckler and my heating up proc, smack that guy for some extra damage. Clarence is weakening him, teammate takes him out. I blink aggressively onto the last guy, shoot out my melee, teammates do damage, and we take him out very easily. This next clip, I believe, is the one where you're going to see the swashbuckler and the heating up perk going crazy. It's either this one or the one after that, I forget. I think it's the last 2 plays maybe. But hey, you'll see. But as we get to these last few plays, I want to say thank you so much for watching. Tomorrow I'm going to have a pretty slapper video coming out. Oh yeah, smack this guy real good. Swashbuckler and heating up proc. Smack the next guy with that swashbuckler heating up proc. And you can see when it is proc there, both of them, you can just smack people so easily. Nice little shotgun slide in here, take him out. Very, very nice play right there. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. If you didn't watch my channel update video, I very much implore you to go watch that. I'll leave it on the end screen here, so you can go ahead and watch that once you're done with this video. Basically just outlining where I'm going to be taking the channel and some new content that I'm going to be trying out. And if you like this type of content, just know that most of my videos are going to be shifting into more of this style. It's the style I very much like, and it's the style I think I'm going to be taking my channel in the future. This play was pretty hot right here, I gotta say. Blink up over this guy, didn't know where I wanted a Nova Bomb, but I decided to smack this guy's buzz, turn right around, blink over his head, and then immediately smack him with a nice hipfire shot straight into the Chrome Dome. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. If you want to leave me a like, comment, subscribe, or hit that notification bell so you can see more in the future, I'd really appreciate that. I am still going to be uploading daily, not necessarily Destiny content daily, but still will have a lot of Destiny content throughout the week, at least 3 to 6 times per week. There will still be some Destiny content, and of a higher quality. But I really appreciate you guys watching. Destiny can be quite the annoying game, and it was quite a pain to record today, but honestly, I've been having a lot more fun just the way I played today, and just, you know, having fun with the editing. So thank you so much for watching, and as always, that is it for me today. So, have a great day, Guardians.